Hey guys, Mitchell Bourne here. So I'm making this video kind of as like a reflection on my time so far in medical school. Not so much to give any like incredibly groundbreaking tips or things that nobody else has said before. Just more so as like what would I tell myself if I could go back in time and talk to myself in the month or so before starting med school? Like, what advice would I give myself? Or what perspective would I give myself that I just didn't have then that I do now? So number one, it would mostly just be to relax. Everybody's experience in life is different, but I've gone through a lot of varied experiences through high school and then college, playing, Division I athletics, working in, I stopped that and then worked in different fields. Like I worked in retail for a while. I've worked in fast food, both in high school and college as part-time jobs. I got my EMT license. I worked as an EMT on like a private ambulance company. I did some anatomy TAing for a while. I worked as an ER tech. And what I'm saying is that through every experience, I was, probably stressed going into it, thinking this is so new, this is gonna be so challenging. But looking back, it was all fine. And there was nothing that was, too difficult to overcome or to learn. And medical school is no different. Like, yes, it's a huge journey to get there, and it's like this long, arduous process to like do well in your classes and study for the MCAT and apply and get interviews and all that. It's a long process, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing insurmountable and it's nothing to be worried about. And especially once you get accepted, just relax. Like, you made it. The vast majority of people that get accepted into medical school and start are going to graduate and become doctors. It is what it is. Like, I think it's like 97% or something. If you're a US MD or a DO student, I think it's well above 95%. So if you're in, just relax, you made it. Number two, more so applies to when I actually started. In the month or so before I started, I was like, and many people did this, most of my friends did this too, we would be on like Reddit and stuff trying to figure out, like, what am I supposed to be doing? How do I study when I get there? Should I be using Anki or like different resources? Like, it doesn't really matter, especially in the first month or two. It's typically like an orientation week or two. And your first multiple months of school is when you kind of learn how to study. And like, I've heard that from so many people, like, oh, everyone has a different way of studying. It's just like learning how you study. And I didn't really know what it meant. But it is true. Like, you're going to end up probably trying different methods, whether it be flashcards or videos or practice questions. And it's going to vary a lot by school. If you have upperclassmen at your school, then ask multiple people what they did and figure out which one sounds good for you, and then just try them all. But my point is, don't stress about like figuring out the perfect one early on, because you're not going to know. The first few months, or basically the whole first semester of school, is just figuring out how to study, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. At my school, we didn't have upperclassmen because we were the first class, so we were all just straight winging it for like, we're still winging it, but like, we're just figuring out as we go along. And even though, like I said, we don't have any upperclassmen, and even though we're winging it and we're just trying to figure all this stuff out as we go, we're doing just fine. So even like right now, I'm kind of transitioning into going into clinicals very soon, and I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I've been in a hospital, but pretty much just in the ER. I don't really know what the wards are like. I don't know what surgery is like, but it's fine. We're all gonna figure it out as we go. It's nothing to worry about, and that's what I'm kind of learning as I go along, is just not to stress so much, and just work hard, have a good attitude, and you'll 9 times out of 10 come out on top and be just fine. I guess if I could give myself like one other tip, especially going into, or like regarding step one, it would be that just don't take it too seriously in the, like, how do I say this? Don't take it so seriously that you're like mystifying it. Like, it's kind of similar to the MCAT, where like, it's an incredibly important test, and that you have to do really well on it in order to get into school. Whereas step one, it's like, it's the most important test of your life, and you do have to do well on it to get into certain specialties. Like, most people are going to do fine on it to where they can match. Like, the vast majority of people will do fine where they can match, but like, you know, you don't want to close any doors for yourself. So you want to do as well on it as you can. And you're not being ranked against other pre-meds where there's a large, you know, range of knowledge, or a large range of like academic performance, I should say. You're going against medical students, and every medical student is pretty smart. So it's challenging, but you know, once I actually got into dedicated and started studying for it like everybody else, it's just like studying for any other test. You do the resources that we all do. Like, I don't have any unique take on step one. You do your real world, you do your first aid reviews, and you do your content review and your practice questions, and you just kind of hope for the best. So like towards the end, I was stressing so much that my performance was suffering. And like the last week, I had like this breakthrough where I was like, dude, there's absolutely no reason to stress. It's not going to help you. If you truly care about doing well, you should not stress, and you should be in the best state of mind you possibly can be. And once I did that, I started sleeping better. I started exercising and meditating a little bit the last week, and literally my last couple practice tests were way better. And I credit it completely to just not stressing out. So all I'm saying is that, like, minimize your stress. Don't make this stuff sound, or don't put more importance on it than there already is. Like, we know it's an important test. We know medical school is important, and it's challenging, and this stuff is important. But the more you worry about it, the more you analyze it, the worse you're gonna do. And if what you really care about is, you know, learning as much as you can to becoming a good doctor, you're best off just being well-rounded, well-balanced, and in a good mindset all the time. So that's really the advice I would give. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing long-winded. It's just have a good attitude. You're gonna keep working hard. You worked hard to get here, so you have the work ethic. And, you know, just lean on your friends around you. All your classmates they're your best support system aside from your family. You know, I've made some incredible friends in school so far. We're all going through the same crap. You know, we understand what it's like, and, you know, just surround yourself with good people and work hard, and you'll be just fine. So that's my little take. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if I could tell my past self this, I would. So take care, guys.